Hey guys, welcome back. So, in front of me here, I don't even know if this is all making it on camera. In front of me, I have all the pieces to the front of the shorts. So, let's tack these things together with some super glue, which is, I'm using Zap-A-Gap, which is basically glorified super glue. Same active ingredient. So, we'll get this set up here, get my coffee sort of out of the way. I'm gonna probably spray chemicals in my coffee, so when I get some kind of illness later in life, this video you'll know why. So we've got these pieces here that still have some support on them. These are the upper waist portions. Now there's these big. These are the only parts that really needed a lot of support. And you can see in the back there's a big support structure back here from the 3D print. I'm thinking about purchasing Simplify 3D because I hear that it is better with support structures, and I've watched a lot of videos, and when people break off the support structure, it is so satisfying. It just comes right off and doesn't leave any trace of it behind. It's great. Whereas this, I gotta kind of fight with it. There's gonna be a bunch of like hairy filament pieces sticking off of the part when I'm done. Ugh. Oh god. Alright, getting close here. I feel like I'm gonna get this in my eyes. If I can just get it off the bottom here, it'll be good enough to work with for now. Because I just want to glue them together so we can kind of look at it and see if it looks like it's going to fit or not. Look at all this filament. I feel like there's got to be some kind of way to recycle this stuff. Anybody got any ideas? I've been wondering if there's a way to convert a hot glue gun to take this filament and then you can use it to fill in seams and weld stuff together with the same filament you used to print your part. I think that'd be pretty cool. So I've been saving it, and I have this big pile of this, like this stuff. It's actually probably pretty good packing material too. It's relatively light, springy, but I don't want the whole video to be this. I might have to edit some of this out. This is probably boring. It's not really that hard to undo. It's just sticking down just enough to give me a little bit of grief here. I feel like if I can get a good hold of it, it'll pop out in one shot. But I'm not having that kind of luck. Anyway, this is where Simplify 3D would probably come in really handy. Oh my god. A couple people have asked in my videos what printer I am using. It is a G-Tech i3, which I guess is a Prusa design. I don't know what that means. But the G-Tech i3, my printer costs $278 before shipping. I think the shipping was about $100. It came straight from China. But a friend of mine in Florida got the exact same printer, and his shipping was way less than mine. So I don't know. It's still, I think, relatively cheap compared to a lot of other printers I had looked at the time, and totally worth it. If you guys have watched my channel for any amount of time, you've seen how much stuff I've printed with this printer. I'm seriously considering getting a second one, just so that I can print more stuff faster. Geez, this is taking me longer than I wanted. Guys, I thought this was going to be a quick thing on video, but it's turning into an ordeal. Oh god. Is it enough? Is there enough out of here? Almost. There it goes. There it goes. I think I got the meat of it. It's out now. Maybe. A couple little pieces left. I really want to get this out because I'm going to hold the front of the shorts. Is it called a short if there's only part of it? There we go. So here in the inside, you can see all this fuzzy stuff up here. Simplify 3D, from what I've seen, does not leave that kind of debris behind, and just cleans up way nicer. So Anyway, there's a little bit of support structure inside this groove here. There's a tiny bit of support structure that is in there, which doesn't really matter. I just don't want it to be in the way when I start gluing the parts up. Alright, get some of this stuff out of the way. I gotta keep track because these leg pieces here look very similar to each other. Alright, so you can see this is the top. God, I got another one of these to do. Here we go. I'm just gonna be a little rougher with this one, maybe, or maybe not. I don't know. Now, I don't know if you can tell or not, but these parts are much stronger since I adjusted that print setting. Oh, I should show you the rest of the torso. I started to sand it, and that epoxymite stuff is not epoxy. I keep saying epoxymite because that's what I'm going to use on the inside. But XTC3D, the smooth-on product, is it's pretty nice to work with. But I think I'm going to switch to epoxymite, which is their epoxy resin, which you'd use kind of like a fiberglass resin, and I'm going to back the parts with fiberglass cloth, fiberglass weave, and epoxymite, I think is what I'm going to do on the backs of these parts. And I have an idea for these shorts, so I'll tell you about in a second here, once I get them together. Hopefully I'll remember. If I don't remember, put a note in the comments. I'm in one of those areas where I don't have that much storage on my phone right now, so I got to do this kind of quick so that the video doesn't run out before I'm done. And I don't want another half-hour goofy video like I put up yesterday. I would like for them to be shorter and more to the point. What other updates do I have for you guys while I'm tearing this thing up? Worked on the Han Solo and Carbonite box a little bit today. I started to get the big pieces cut out. It's nothing exciting. I just sort of got the main shapes kind of made. I haven't cut any of the holes or anything. I haven't started to attach anything yet. I think once I start attaching the pieces, I'll go over what I've done, maybe show it, but just cutting stuff with the saws is boring, so just left that out for the afternoon. Worked on the stands for the robot chicken characters, and I did videotape that, and just to see the steps. They're really simple, but I think they're gonna look nice when they're done. Alright, so now I've got the pieces. What I'm going to do is just tack these together with a little bit of this glue, and then once I'm satisfied that they're all in place, I will use an old soldering iron and just give a little heat weld to the back, just to make sure they're actually fused together. Even though this Zap-A-Gap is probably strong enough on its own. This stuff makes a pretty good bond with PLA. And now I know everybody's gonna say you should have used ABS because you could do a chemical weld. This is true, and I have 2 rolls of ABS sitting up there, but they're giving me clogging issues. So I'm a little reluctant to use it, but once this PLA runs out, I'll probably do the next shorts with the ABS. So basically what I'm doing is I'm putting the Zap-A-Gap down, giving a little bit of a kick that accelerates the curing process, and now it's just tacked in there just a little bit. I don't even know if I got enough on there. Put a little extra drop. This will probably cure right away since that stuff is on the surface. Spread this in there. So that started. Now, let's see, we will get this other side. This is super, super exciting YouTube action, guys. Aren't you glad you came here to watch this? I hope so. And if you guys have questions, let me know. I'm trying to be a little more active on this YouTube page, if you haven't noticed. And when people write in questions, I've been trying to get back as quickly as possible, if I'm able to answer them. Alright, one more drop on this side. should be set pretty soon. This one's not quite perfectly straight, but it's okay. It's close enough. Close enough for this test, and I already know that these shorts are going to get redone anyway already, so this is acceptable at the moment. There's the top. It's almost done. Top portion here. Now, let's see, I guess we can move on to the middle. I can pretty much stand these up on end. Get them connected at the top or the bottom. Sort of easier when they face me. Sorry guys. I guess you can see the back of this, so it's fine. Little kick. Just get this thing held in place momentarily. There's a lot of crap on my desk. I've been doing too many weird projects over here. I have plastic shavings from drilling out that helmet the other day. I'll try to do more put together videos in the upcoming weeks, but for now I haven't had time to do much setup work. Ow. So that's one thing. If you get glue on your fingers and then you hit it with the accelerator, it gets super hot really fast and it will burn you. So don't do that. I just did that to myself just now. It didn't feel good. Alright. This is exciting, isn't it? How much time do I have left here? 11 minutes in. Got a little bit at the top. Kick off this little bit of glue here in a moment. It's just nice and lined up. There we go. Same on this side. It's really repetitive, so I know you guys are on the edges of your seats right now, watching all this action happen here. Lined up. Give it a little kick. That should hold it for now. We have two pieces. Look at this. It's starting to actually look like some C-3PO shorts. Just like that. So get these lined up. Get a little bit of the glue in here. Now this glue is, on top of being a strong bond, it's actually a pretty hard substance once it sets, and can be tricky to sand, especially if the surrounding material is not as hard as the glue, which a lot of times it's not. Just the line up here, kick it a little bit. Oh, I bumped it. Love when that happens. Gotta love it. Oh, jeez. Cooperate. See, it's times like this when I wish I did this differently. Maybe I should have stacked them first and then connected the vertical pieces. But I'm sure it's gonna be fine. Sure, it's gonna be fine. And these don't need to be perfect because I can always, the way I'm tacking them together, I can always pop them apart and reconfigure them if I need to. I'm only putting a little bit of glue in each one. It's not a mega permanent kind of bond here. Alright. Look at that. Coming along, coming along. Should probably just speed up this whole portion a lot, like 4 times as fast. I had some videos that were sped up like that, And I didn't realize how many people hate the sound of sped up video. That real like high chipmunky sound. Man, I love the way that sounds, but a lot of people were like, oh, you can turn the audio off, or you can, there's ways to set it so that the pitch doesn't change, but I always liked the pitch change. My parents did a lot of editing when I was a kid, and I always liked the sound when they would shuttle forward on the footage and the audio would speed up. Sound real, I don't know, like I said, like chipmunk-ish. Here's the top of the shorts. Coming along, coming along. Now, at the crotch, I'll get this out of the way. We'll do this lower section. That looks about right. It's lined up. Wonder if, this is definitely an easier way. I almost did something stupid. Right on the camera. You guys would have seen it. That would have been embarrassing. Alright. A little bit of glue. Little blast of the kicker, just to hold that in place for a moment. I get this other side lined up. I'm gonna put this right on the piece here instead of trying to drip it down the crack. All right, almost. Don't fight me. Come on. How close am I? The light on the back side of this is really bad right now, so it's hard to tell if it's lining up properly. So kick it off a little bit here. Alright, so this is in place. Now I'm going to be hiding back here like Kilroy. Oh my god, look at that, C-3PO shorts. Alright, let's see. I'm going to add a little bit of glue in the front, just to hold it while I get this thing started. I'll bring this around the back. You guys, this is half my life, is like gluing things together and breathing the fumes. I could probably set this on its back and have a little bit better angle with this, but I'm not going to find out yet. I'll find out in a moment. Get it? It's kind of holding. Yeah, so what I was saying is I could probably go like this. I can see I put this a little bit crooked. I wonder if I can undo it. This is where that light and there it goes. See, it's that easy to undo, so it's not any kind of a permanent bond at the moment. It's just enough to kind of hold the pieces in place. Once they're good, then I can really connect them. What I'm going to do is put a little bit of glue right where these seams meet up, right here. Just to hold it, hold it, hold it, hold it. There we go. This stuff kicks nice and quickly, so you don't have to hold it very long, just enough. Back here, super close, hold it, a little hit, there we go. Now it's not going to be strong, but it'll be some shorts. So now I guess what I'll do is I'll run a little bit of extra glue in some of these seams over here just so that it'll hold its shape long enough so I can hold it up to myself. We can see how fantastic this looks. It's not perfect, but I think it came out pretty good for a first draft. Let's see here. This edge in place. Stop fighting me for a moment. There we go. There's that one. And this one's almost there. A bit of sketchiness. Okay. Now let's take a look here. I'll probably put a little bit along this seam in the front. I want it to fall apart down here. Hold this together a little bit. Little blast, and same on this side. Quick blast. All right, so like I said, let's look. Oh my God, this is hard because these are meant to go over tiny little trunks, but look at that. Yeah, I think this is probably a video thumbnail. Shorts, bulge does not quite seem large enough, but it's good. Now, let's compare it with the other 3PO shorts. Here are my vacuum form shorts, which still have some red paint on them, but you can see they are pretty close. Now, one thing is that the vacuum form shorts are a little bit too small. I've seen multiple sets of the real shorts in person, and these shorts are never quite right. The front is okay, but the back of these is really, really short from here to here, whereas the real ones are about that much longer. So once the back prints, we'll get to take a look and see how that goes. And I will glue the whole thing together, and we'll just see how the scale lines up. Now, these actually look pretty freaking good in person right now. These are totally passable. Now, my plan that I mentioned earlier, let's hope I don't run out. What's my time at? Okay, I've got like 7 minutes. The plan, what I'm going to do is once I get these shorts worked out and they're spot on perfect, what I'm going to do is reprint the negative of this. And I'm going to make it about, I don't know, 1/4 inch thick. Make the negative front and back, just like this. And I will polish up and sand the insides of it, and it will be a mold. It will be the actual master mold, and I will be able to take, I will be able to use the 3D printed part as my mold for flexible urethane shorts. I've been breathing too much of this stuff and I can't think. So I'll make flexible urethane shorts out of probably one of the smooth-on, like Vitaflex, like the heavier Vitaflex materials. It's a little closer to rigid. They have a couple other materials that are pretty close to what I want. I want them to be a little flexible, but almost solid, and it'll be great. And then whatever these are, I won't have to mold them. I'll just print the mold. Is it more work? Probably. It's probably a little more work than just molding them, but I'm really curious to see if I can make the process actually work. So I'm going to do that. And if it works, then I can do that for the hands and the feet and all kinds of things. And it just opens a lot of possibilities. I'm about 99% sure that it's going to be functional and do what it's supposed to do. So we'll see how that goes. Anyway, here's a look. First look at the actual shorts 3D printed. I should have the back half by maybe tomorrow night. If I do, then we'll take a look at the whole thing, and should be fun. Thanks for stopping by. Sorry the video is long and rambly, but it's all I got for you today. Have a fun night, guys, and I will see you soon.